Okay. So StreamYard button 1, I believe, should have me on my new YouTube. And then Paradise's Facebook, my Facebook. Okay, now I hit the go live for the Instagram. It's on another thing here. Fabulous. Oh, and then Paradise's. Here we go. And then here's the piece de resistance. Here's the ultimate hack. This is welcome, everybody. No one's watching yet, so this is why it's kind of even more perfect, right? Got to get it through before no one's watching. This is how I gather. This is how I gather the people. None of us are on time.
None of us are on time. Well, that's okay.
So why would I be time on the streaming? Okay, so now here's the hack. Okay, forget you, Paradise Condoms Instagram. You're dead to me. I'm not going to deal with it right now. I think it needs a code or something. Sorry, didn't happen. Okay. Now the hack is now I can't stream from here to the P3. This is money, guys, if you don't want to do the research. Then I go be Tori, which we'll try this out. Did you see I'm verified now? This is like the hack of weirdness.
Oh, yeah.
And so now I go be Tori and I hit share. And then I have to go to the bottom and go to the group. And then I have to dogs, shush. And this is live, everybody, right? Oh, and then I have to go find our cute marketing Milu. Potato. Knock it off. Get over here. He's upset. Nobody's listening to him. Okay. And then now I repost to the P3. Did you hear him? Did you hear that growl? That's aggro.
I did not hear the growl.
There's too much Jupiter. It was like a pterodactyl. But that
was a private growl between you and him.
Apparently. Too many private moments, Pokey. He's getting all aggro. Okay. Welcome, everybody. We'll be a professional now, maybe. Hey, guys. It's Freaky Friday. If you didn't know, now you know. Welcome. It's my little jibber jabber I like to call Tuesdays with Tori, where I've been speaking into the void and the void, the ether provides, right? And fabulous people like Frank are wanting and willing to spend some time and attention, helping me put some pieces of this universe together, more specifically, this fun adult retail we call whatever the adult industry. But you got to be careful when you say that sometimes, right? It's like, no, it's more like the B2B side. We just have interesting hurdles. Yeah. So we're here to talk about that. And then also I get to talk to people again, like Frank. I'll let him introduce himself in a minute. And then I can kind of still stay motivated about work, right? So hello, I'm Tori, the self-proclaimed condom charmer. Normally the show is here on Tuesday. Hear whatever you're watching it on. Because I'm a grown-up now. Frank, had to hear it already. I probably mentioned it a million more times. But I got a YouTube, so I'm starting to load stuff. So if you were on one of my past shows, let me know. I can send you the link, and it's getting exciting. But Frank was available and made sense, right? With some of the stuff I hope we get a chance to mess around and chit-chat with. Right, you mentioned it's the last day for Masturbation May.
That's true. The last day of May, last day of Masturbation Month.
Right, and we're going to talk about some mystical items, right? Like some tarot stuff, which is super fun. Definitely. Because I actually got to practice on a friend earlier today. So maybe really? I'm all jazzed. Maybe I'm vibing today. But also, Jupiter's messing up our stuff, guys. Do you see this dog? Oh my goodness, he's getting aggro. There's like a fly, and he's trying to eat it now. Pokey. So this is the show where we literally go squirrel. This is my show. We go on late and no one's ever on time. We were just talking about that. Fabulous. Okay, so here we are. I'm going to give Frank a minute to introduce himself, and then it looks like a couple people are on, so I'll reintroduce what the hell we're doing.
Great.
But mostly I just want everyone to have a good time. It's Friday. Welcome to date night with Tori and Frank. We do tarot readings. Yeah,
cool. We'll do tarot all night. I'll stay all night, folks. And well, thanks for having me, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
It's great to be here. You've created a wonderful platform. I'm honored to be on your show and to have this little soapbox to stand onto, so I could talk to my colleagues and my new friends here in the industry. Thanks to everyone for welcoming me to your industry with open arms. You've all been great. I can't see who's watching right now, but
I wonder if I can. No, I can't.
No? Whoever's watching, whether it's right now or the recording later on, if you know about my project, you've probably touched my life in some way or form. If you've passed a piece of information or advice along to me, I really appreciate it. I've been a graphic designer for a long time, and I'm brand new here in the pleasure product industry. It's been an industry that has welcomed me more than any other that I've worked in, and I've worked in a lot. Different jobs throughout the years. But basically, I come from a graphic design background. I have always been a lifelong enthusiast for systems like the tarot. We call them systems of divination. Spirit boards or alphabet boards are something that I make by hand. I'm also into sigil design and activation, which I teach a class on. And these are all at the intersection of typography and the metaphysical world or the spiritual world. Like I said, I went to graphic design school. I specialized in typography and book design so that I could take those skills and move them forward, and I could use them to help me create my own adaptations of my own weird.
Sorry, Cherie's here, or at least in Instagram, right?
Oh,
so
great.
we'll check and see. We'll check and see if it pops over here as I'm testing all this tech. But she says she loves you, and she.
The feeling's mutual. I have some stuff to share regarding Tantus as well. There's so many companies that has touched upon this project, and my relationship with each of them is special and unique, and I appreciate everyone that's shown me support.
Yeah, right. We're just like swapping stories here. Now that I think about it, I think at Cherie's booth is where I first met you. And then,
yeah,
right.
Cool.
And then it's like we ran into everybody in the quarter of trade shows there, right? And then just hit it off.
Yeah, I was very fortunate to have attended 2 trade shows so far, the ANME in January, and following that, Altitude in Vegas. I was there with Love Honey Group at their booth, reading tarot cards for attendees at the show, and it's put me in touch with so many people. I've been working with so many of them for so long, and now having a chance to meet everyone in real life and to meet so many new people along the way, it's been great.
Did you hear a lot like, oh, wow, I got, at least what I heard was, wow, you're taller than your internet self, right? And it's like, I forget that some people that I'm finally starting to meet again in person, I was like, wow, you're right. We have not met in person, have we, at all? So
yeah, that's true.
That it is nice to put like a real face to some people.
It's so, it's helpful in business relations too, because you look somebody in the eye and you shake their hand, you have a real life conversation, and your relationship is elevated and it means something more to you, and you could do better business, I think, in the future. So these trade shows are tremendously important.
That's, yeah. I mean, we could go on and on a whole nother hour about all that.
Sure, yeah.
Okay. So what else do we want to talk about in the funness other than I've succeeded in some technology, maybe, except if anybody's commenting out there, I haven't figured that.
Oh, we can't see the comments. That's okay.
Yeah, I haven't seen it pop up yet, so maybe something has messed up there. But we'll figure this out. Thanks for staying here.
Hey, I'm happy. You know, you're putting all these pieces together in this digital world. It's more than I can do. That's why, I mean, like, I specialized in tangible, tactile things like decks of cards and books, because I can't wrap my head around the whole, you know, everything you're doing here with connecting this video feed to YouTube and in Instagram and Facebook and all that. It's just way over my head. I'm a throwback kind of person. That's why I think I've gravitated towards the projects that I have. Are we frozen? Oh no, are you frozen? I don't know if I'm still live and you're frozen. Oh, hey,
wait,
you're back.
I'm back.
Yeah, you were frozen for a little bit.
Let's see how many people notice that.
Yeah, it's okay. Whatever.
I mean, happen? What are you talking about? We're just talking about vibrating tarot, right? And how you like to do more tactile stuff. And I guess maybe can you talk a little bit more about your project? What are we calling it? Like your little baby? Because people might be like, why do I care about tarot cards? Is it a vibrator?
Yeah, well, the cards vibrate by way of their imagery, and so it's a tarot deck. For anyone who's not familiar with tarot, it's a 90 card, well, traditionally a 78 card a deck of cards. The vibrating tarot deck of cards will have 90 cards because I've introduced some additional designs, and we'll talk about that later. But it's a deck of cards, people look to this system and have been looking to the system for a very long time. One of the best known tarot decks of our time is called the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot Deck, which was published over 100 years ago. And it's a very iconic deck. It has been the springboard for a lot of decks that have been created, which are derivative works. And my deck of cards follows suit and falls into that category. Whereas it is a derivative of the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot. So what I've done is taken these iconic and very well-known and recognized images, and I've replaced all of the people with pleasure products. So basically we're personifying the pleasure products themselves and putting them in an environment where there's like a sky in the background or a little house, and all the cards mean something different. You go through the deck, there's 90 cards, and what you do is you shuffle the deck, you pull 3 or 4 cards aside, and you flip them over, and you see what they say. You see what the picture is all about, what the colors are, what the message is, and then you sort of relate what those messages are back to your real life and, the thoughts that are currently going on in your head and the actions that are going on in your life. You'll see yourself reflected in the cards. A lot of the time I tell people it doesn't really matter what card you choose. Whatever's going on in your life, whatever is at the forefront will come out in that conversation. And really, I think that's the strength of the tarot, and that's the way I've approached it, is that it is a way for us to start these conversations. A lot of the time,
I'm learning so much as my own little. I'm starting to just dig in. It started as like a storytelling thing, but like the more I start to learn about it, it's very, very interesting. Just being able to kind of connect those big pieces, or like you said, sometimes it doesn't necessarily matter what you pull. Like what was wasn't there? Maybe there was like some sort of there's a concept, and I can't remember whose, but if you make a choice and like immediately regret it, then you know which one you really wanted, right? Or if like someone tells you what to do, like fine, just pick the blue one. Then you don't want it, then you're like, oh yeah, I really do want the pink.
Exactly. You know what you want, and people come and I do a lot. I read cards. I've been reading cards for a long time, and I've been reading from this deck specifically at trade shows and marketplaces to promote it. And I notice more times than not, throughout all my experience with tarot, people know the answers to the questions they seek answers for. Deep down, they know what those answers are, and people want to talk to other people, and they want that connection with somebody else. And
that's
a lot of the time,
right there, you said though, right? It's like deep down, but like a lot of times, you don't know how to communicate it, or you're lying to yourself and you have no idea.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And you'll see the same messages come up over and over throughout your readings. And you can look at it as the universe sending you a message, or you can look at it as you looking deep into yourself and realizing what the answer is. This is regarding tarot in a very grand scheme, like the overall arching metaphors of tarot. When we start to get into this specific tarot deck, the Vibrating Tarot, it really is a launching pad for people to start learning about what pleasure products are out there in the market, and to start breaking down the barriers that we all have towards having those conversations about our sexuality and our sexual wellness and our wants and needs and desires. And so you throw a couple of these cards down, and all of a sudden the conversation is rolling. It could just start out with something like, what is this particular product? I like the way it's shaped, or I like its color. What does it do? Who is it made for? What is it made from? And you start to learn all sorts of things about the products and the industry, the choice that we all have at our fingertips. And I hope to be connecting the dots for clients and prospective customers to trusted retail outlets and manufacturers, because I mean, like, what are we in this industry for other than to make those connections, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think everything you went was very beautifully said, and especially just I don't know. I am one that will overthink it. Ha! Surprise, surprise. So being able to have those easy, like the thinking process of what you want to talk about, or like that takes energy. So at least having something like this that prompts people to dig into that sort of conversation of themselves, like that's the exhausting part, is trying to think about getting there. This at least can totally help you like move your energy in the right spot. I love it.
And that's the backbone of this project. When I first came up with the idea and I first started thinking, where will this project find its place in this world? What is the best way to approach it? I always wanted to approach it from a very mature and dignified standpoint. I never wanted to make it into a joke. There is humor in it. People look and they smile, and that intrinsic humor is meant to be there. But you get past that first layer and you start to see the depth behind it. Approaching it in a way where I'm trying to tell people that it is a tool for us to learn about ourselves and about others around us, our friends and our partners, and about our sexual natures.
Oh, I'm so excited. I am trying to get our comments to merge here, so I don't want you to find me rude, but I'm like,
no, do the tech stuff.
Again, we're doing the tech stuff. I can't afford real people to figure this out for me. So again, it's an authentic show. We're going to do it together. Because Cherie is being so sweet. She wanted me to share that I've been reading cards, right? I got to practice today too. So that was exciting. And I'm just a little wee nugget when it comes to any of that. As I was saying, like, you just can kind of go into a whole, like, there's so much information out there. It's like centuries old. So it's just that kind of deep dive into like storytelling and the lore about it too, regardless of your spiritual thoughts, is
sure. Yeah. And I'm right now, I've been working on this project for so long that the majority of the designs are done. Right now I'm working on writing the guidebook, which will come with the deck of cards. There'll be a 120-page little guidebook that'll take you through all of the 90 cards and then talk about how to approach reading them and give you ideas of different spreads that you can do. And something I've tickled out in the guidebook is the difference between reading by the objective meanings of the card versus reading based on your intuition. And some people are hesitant to jump into a system like tarot because they figure they need to study and learn all the meanings behind all of the different cards and everything like that. You can do all kinds of study and you can learn what the objective meanings are, and that could help supplement your approach. But I, especially with a deck like this, I think that people should approach it in a very a way that comes from within you. Something that you'll find different meanings through the cards that mean maybe something only to you. If you're familiar with certain products, or you may know how certain products are connected to one another, and these ideas might jump out to you, but they might not jump out to somebody else. So I say to people, take the cards and take a look at them, especially for people in the pleasure product industry. I have a feeling that a lot of people in this industry will be a lot better at reading this deck than they think that they will be, just based on the knowledge that they have of the products themselves. Is this made of silicone or is it made of glass? Does that mean it's compatible with this type of lubricant? Or is this particular product from manufactured by this company or that company? Which products are distributed by which distributors? There's so many things that we can pick out as members of the pleasure product industry that the regular person out there won't even consider. So I think that there's a whole layer there that's sort of just for us.
Should we talk about some? Like,
Yeah, I'd love to.
I'm like, wait,
yeah,
I want to get in the nitty gritty, but I'm sorry, everybody. I haven't figured out how to show up your comments. So I'll click where I can, but otherwise it's just going to be the Frank and Tori show where we talk about tarot and I write bad songs until I can figure it out. But this is exciting. Again, it's my show, everybody.
no, I like the theme song. I need a theme song.
And then the end. What was that? I don't even
the
know.
myrrh at the end. Yeah. I need to start making videos, and I need to put a video on the crowdfunding site, for example. I need to start doing videos with all these cards. So I think
we can do one here, right? I'll figure out how to slice it, right? It's like we kind of have an audience, but like a chill audience. You don't have to worry about getting sweaty. I don't know.
Cool.
I like to back in the day when I had to practice my stuff, or you needed to make a script, you just get like a friend on the phone or whatever. But I can't really see you too much, so this is perfect. Okay, let's do one. Do you want me to pick a card, but you have more fun cards?
Okay. Well, yeah. Okay. So what I have here is the deck of cards. This is the back of the card. So what I'm going to do is just sort of shuffle the deck I have, and I'll ask you to pick a number, and based on that number, I'll choose a few cards from the deck.
Okay.
So as we shuffle, tell me what numbers are coming up in your head.
3.
Okay.
5. 4. Why I have 2 4s, so we'll go with 8.
Okay.
Do you need another one?
Yeah, sure. One more.
We're looking like a 23. I don't know why.
Okay, 23. We'll reduce that. We'll do 2 plus 3.
5.
5. Perfect.
Okay, I was like, it's either 2 or 3 or 5. Okay.
Okay. So I've pulled a few
visual things, guys. I can't count. All right.
Okay, so I've pulled a few interesting ones here. I've pulled the 9 of plugs, which is the factory product there, the Volta. 9 glass plugs.
They always have beautiful stuff, at least in my opinion.
Oh, gorgeous, yeah. And a really well-known product here, a very well-regarded product. I'm proud to be working with this company, happy about this design. This is the first card that we pulled. It's the 9 of plugs. And it talks about taking pause and realizing what you've built around you. You've put a lot of time and energy into building this lush garden. You're at the 9 now, so you've moved through all the different stages to get to that very mature number. You're sort of almost at the end of the line, being a number 9. And the card is telling you, be comfortable, realize everything that you've built, bask in it, and enjoy it. But don't be too comfortable that you're going to stay there forever. Because in order to find a real finality, we do need to move on to the 10. And so don't get stuck in a comfort zone thinking that you've made it all the way to the end when actually there are further steps to take.
Okay. Interesting.
So this is
not the end of my streaming war with myself.
Oh, there you go. See? And so this is something that I didn't want to ask you ahead of time.
Just because I already purchased, right? Don't get cozy, Tori, just because I'm trying to commit to StreamYard because I already pre-purchased it. It's not working with the meta of Facebook. I gotta change it. Don't get stubborn. Okay. Noted.
Yeah. You know, I mean,
already interpret it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You're already relating it to something in your life. Like a lot of the times I don't want to prompt you and to say, like, what are you thinking about your career, your love life, or your house payments or whatever. Instead, why not just pull some cards and let the person sort of reflect and say, what does that mean to me? So
much more fun than talking about sports. I can't keep up.
Yeah. Okay, so this is an interesting card, kind of sleek, not a lot of visual information to go on. We have a couple.
It's an air card of something with some shibari rope, right?
Yeah, so it's the suit of ropes. This is the 5 of rope, and what we have are We have sort of like a chaotic scene happening here. The ropes are sort of going in all these different directions, and the main products are this sounding kit. So the sounds there are stainless steel sounds from XR brands. What's happening here is sort of like a scene of chaos, because the card is trying to tell us that there could be a group of people, and maybe if we were all working together, you could achieve something. But in this particular card, there's just chaos. And I chose the sounds because what's happening here in this design is that these figures here are not working well together at the same time and place. And I don't know that I've ever seen anyone use a sounding kit where they use all 5 sounds at the same time. It's just sort of not heard of, right? It's exactly, yeah.
I never say never, but that
I wouldn't even
practicing up to that, perhaps.
But maybe there's a better solution where you get a single tool with a larger gauge. And so that's the point, is that you can't cram all of these things into the same thing all at once. There's a time and place. And there's a lot
of other things in the same flame at once.
Always use lube. But
yeah. Well, these rules of thumb, and perhaps these characters here are not following those rules of thumb. They're sort of chaotic and all over the place.
Okay. I've never been associated with chaos.
Never, really?
No.
Of course not.
There's no fire in my sign, though, so I think something got wrong somewhere.
Yeah. Let's see here. The next card I have is sorry, excuse me.
Oh no pressure. This is like the fun part of the show where we're just hanging out.
So this is a card that is in the suit of lubricant.
See, and we were just talking about lube.
Yeah.
I'm always talking about it.
It's all connected. This is the 8 of lubricant, and it features the Tantus product, their Magma.
Yay, Tantus, Magma.
Magma sort of like walking away from this structure that's been built from the bottles of lubricant there. They're water-based lubricant, compatible with the product. But for one reason or another, when we're talking about our own lives and the everything that we deal with, we cannot carry something with us if it's no longer serving us well. And so what this card is telling us is that at one point in time, we found something in our lives to be particularly useful and engaging. And we have gotten all that we can get out of that particular element, that thread, that pathway that we were on. We've come to the end of what it can offer us. And so what we want to do is learn from everything that has just come to pass, arrange what we were just working with in as complete of a way as we can, and then realize that this is the jumping off point where we're going to leave it behind and move on to different things. Because we, like I said, if something is not serving us well, we need to know when to recognize that and when to walk away onto other things.
You gotta leave that leaning tower of lube, right? As much as you don't want to.
Yeah.
You gotta be like, all right, I believe in me. More theme songs.
Exactly. Well, that's exactly what it is, though. In all seriousness,
I blame Jupiter.
In yourself and learning to trust your intuition and believing in yourself in the choices that you make to lead you to
said than done, right?
Absolutely,
it's like you sound like a Hallmark card, but like no, truly, like it takes a lot more than just turning around, right?
Yeah. So why don't I take you through a tour of the 4 suits of the tarot deck, and then you could pull a card from something that you have there. You can let me know what you think your interpretation is of it.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so just quickly, I just want to show people the tarot deck is based on 4 elements. The first element in the Vibrating Tarot deck is the Ace of Rope. And the second element is the Ace of Lubricant. And the third element is the Ace of Whips. And the fourth element is the Ace of Plugs. And
that whip one is just gorgeous artwork. I feel like I could like zoom in. Maybe
Thank
someone's
you.
watching on their phone and they can zoom.
yeah, these are just test prints, but I think they printed out pretty well. I'm looking forward to seeing them on the real cardstock that I'll really be printing, the published version.
Oh, so you get even cooler paper than this?
Oh yeah, this is just paper from the local print shop. They've been great with me. I've been working with them for 15 years, and they'll put little projects like this together so I could take them around. But yeah, learning where and how to print this deck for real has been a challenge. I've been talking to places overseas. I think I'm crunching my numbers and finding out, how many units I need to print and at what cost and shipping them.
The balance between the forecasting, it's just a bitch. And then the balance between like not giving up quality, but also everybody's got to eat. And then hashtag the economy. I digress. Okay, wait. So you wanted me to try to guess which element?
I want you to pull a card.
Okay. Wait, that's what I was supposed to guess which element went with each one that you showed me.
Oh,
right?
okay, yeah.
I'm just wondering. Wait, was that we got off track with my?
We did have show. Let's get back to that though. So the element of rope is takes the place in the traditional tarot deck of staff or wands. And so in the traditional tarot deck, you see these long wooden wands. And so in the Vibrating Tarot deck, you see a length of rope in that place. It's the element of fire. It's the first element. And I chose rope for a variety of different reasons to represent that element of fire.
Does anybody think rope is fiery? I'm not sure. Never heard of that.
No? Is there something that you do to rope to finalize it or to cure it? I know I'm not using the right terminology, but...
there you go. Well, no, I meant like, I was being sarcastic. I just thought it embodies very spicy things, right? It's very empowering. But yes, you're right, too. I didn't even see. This is why you're the smart guy.
Some angles. There's some... So the second one's a little more obvious. The suit of lubricant replaces the suit of cups in the traditional tarot deck, and I'm sure, as we all can figure, that's the element of water.
Right, lube. The number one ingredient is still always water. I hate to break it to you guys. Well, in a water-based lube.
In a water-based lube, yeah. Actually, I was.
Hashtag. Wait, start. I'm not a scientist or a doctor or whatever, but.
No, I'm not a scientist or a doctor either. Although somebody pivotal in the industry told me that silicone lubricant actually finds its home through sand, I believe, or the element of earth. I never got to do research following that conversation. I felt that was a really
before, but it was back in my cosmetic days. Something about like that silica originally comes from sand. But then it's really with dimethicon and dimethiconal. Lube people, unite! Help us
Lube
out
people
here.
can answer these questions, but for the general theme, I've chosen to put it as the suit representing water.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, water. So the next one is whips. This one replaces the suit of swords. Whips, just like swords, travel through the air, and so that represents the element of air. And
that was my favorite card.
Yeah, this is a fantastic flogger from Breathe Toys, and
the artwork's just awesome. Although I do, now that you're talking about fun papers and stuff, I'm like, oh, it would be nice if it just had that. What is that? That like foil, kind of pretty gloss.
Oh yeah,
when you just like turned it, I was like, that would be hot. I don't know.
You know what?
But like if you're with the cards, it need to feel good.
Yeah, well, I want like a gilded edge, like a silver edge to the cards, and then there's all kinds of opportunities to do special edition decks in the future.
Ooh.
So these
Like all the
exact
books I'm obsessed with, they do like special sprayed edges. And
yeah, special edges or like a foil stamping on the actual
Ooh.
product so that it reflects it a certain way. And these
are
are
sell so much of this. You'll be like, oh, we get signed limited editions from Frank.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I'm down. This is exciting.
Yeah, there are a lot of different options that we could do with printing. I want a spectacular deck. I want it to be high end. You know, a lot of the pleasure products that are in this project are high end, and I never wanted to show the pleasure products that are sort of a little lower on the totem pole. I wanted that really boutique, high end quality element to the project, and that's how I want to present it to the world as well. I want the cards to be gorgeous. I want that silver edge. I want it to be a beautiful stock. And, you know, we're going to tickle out all of those details when it comes to crowdfunding. We'll see how much we can make during the crowdfunding stage and see how many.
Yeah. Do you want to talk a little bit about that now already and stuff? Just because it seems like an easy segue. Like, hey, I said it from the beginning. I want anybody to be able to use this for whatever they might want to talk about.
Oh, yeah. Thanks. I appreciate that. Well, so the deck is 1 year away from being crowdfunded currently. We want to crowdfund in May 2025. So the whole energy behind the beginnings of a new year, May is Masturbation Month, and that's very much the theme of the project. So we want to roll out crowdfunding with a 30 or 35 day crowdfunding campaign in May 2025. So we're about a year away from there. Kickstarter has been known as being sort of hot and cold with projects like this. They are known for crowdfunding some really popular and well-known pleasure products. A pleasure product is actually being crowdfunding currently as we speak on the Kickstarter platform. However, last year when I tried to get the project approved, it was declined, and they said that it was because of the project's relation to sexual wellness. And I didn't really see the through line on that because of projects from the past and projects, like I said, that are currently ongoing. But I lost my appeal process, and I found a home on another platform called BackerKit.
Ooh.
But I've
never heard of them. See, like these are hits.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Like, I'm sure other people can, you know, when they come back and watch this tomorrow, because some people.
Yeah, I hope
it can sympathize. I hope, or maybe help you out too, because.
Well, either that way, or I hope that I can spread the word for BackerKit and say that if you want to bring a project like this to life, if you're getting static with Kickstarter, Indiegogo gave me some static as well. I found a dedicated home with BackerKit, and they're an up and coming. They found success working as a component of the Kickstarter platform, and now they've launched a crowdfunding platform of their own, and they have a lot of people, but they don't have the reach that Kickstarter has. A lot of, you know, I've been saying this for the past year, Kickstarter, it's like Amazon. People are just scrolling and looking for something to spend their money on. And if I could reach that audience, that passive audience that's just there looking to buy something, I think the project could be a lot more successful. So
we've got to get you on Book Talk or something then.
Yeah, I'm open for it.
Like maybe romancy, witchy people. I don't know.
I'm just open and willing.
Who knows?
Yeah, I'll remind you to give me more information about that. I'm not sure if I'm familiar with it, but I want to find out more ways to talk about this project, to market it, to get it out there in the world. And I reapproached Kickstarter for that reason, because I saw what they were doing. Like I said, there's currently a project, a sexual wellness product being crowdfunded on another platform right now. So I took this opportunity to reach out, and I said, why, you know, how can you justify this? And they said, build your project again in the back end, give it another shot, maybe change the imagery around, change your language.
Okay, so no shit, like you went back. Even I thought you said you lost your appeal, but so now you've been able to go.
No, I lost my appeal last year. They declined, and I lost the appeal last year. Exactly 1 year, June 2023. Yeah, so now we're in June 2024. I took the year to sort of retool, grow, evolve, and rebuild the project on their back end. So I'm about to submit it again for a second run. We'll see. I'm hoping that they accept it, because I think if we can actually launch on Kickstarter, we could reach a much higher potential.
Well, yeah, keep us posted. You remind me of someone I was talking to the other one of the other episodes, Raven. She was she works at Androtics, right? And she was talking about how she can't get the that basically it's unfair to her that just because she works in CBD and oh god, sex toys, and you know that she can't, and other people in our industry can't get the same sort of resources that any other.
I know it's terrible, and that's why organizations like the SWPA is particularly interesting to me right now, because this is sort of what they focus on, you know, equality within our industry.
Oh, absolutely. And just the number one thing we're always spouting about as like, you know, a lot of, I say the we, like of the adult, that's what we're going to call this now, adult retail industry. Right. It's shoot, that knocked me off. I'm all like, wait, what was I saying? A lot of us don't know what we don't know. Right. And so just being able to let people know that there's another choice is important.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So join my mailing list. I guess that's what would be my plug, is visit my website, Paler Publish. Paler Publishing is the name of my publishing company. So palerpublishing.com, or you can go to vibratingtarot.com. I bought that domain name just for this project. So go to vibratingtarot.com. You'll see the project, and you'll get to read a ton about it and see you know, the different images that I put together. But most importantly, you'll find your way to my mailing list, and I urge you please to join the mailing list so that you'll be notified when we go live with the crowdfunding.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Make sure to keep us posted. And then I'll comment the link to your website later once this is all like posted and dandy, just in case anybody wants to see it. That'll be cool. Right. And regardless, keep us posted. You'll have to come back. We'll watch the journey together, because
I'd love that. Yeah, I'll come back.
You're not giving up. You're paving potentially a precedent. Who knows?
Thank you. Yeah, I don't know where it'll lead, but you know, I just had this little idea in my head, and it's grown into this thing, and I feel like I've opened new doorways to my career. I feel this is like a career-changing project that I'm working on for me personally, and I hope it means something to the industry and to all of you as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, tip of the hat, or like I salute you, right? Just even trying to do, you know, what I'm attempting to do here is like aspiring, like, hey, just trying to connect people and figure out the tech, but be authentic about it. There are totally days that it's like, why am I doing this? It's a lot of extra effort. Nobody seems to care, right? And then, you know, it's just not listening to that. Yeah,
no, artists.
What was that? That was my mountain of lube, right? I need to walk away. Walk away from the 8 of Cups. Oh my goodness! Hi, Kim, and I can see her avatar, and I can post her. This is exciting. Thanks, Kim. You are the first one. The technology slightly works.
Thanks, Kim. Thanks for calling this a fun episode. I was glad to come here and talk about the project again. And
I can't wait to see more artwork. Truly.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much. You know, I find that when I read cards for people, we only get to see 3 or 4 cards, and the majority of the deck is sort of lost. It's not there for anyone to see. And so I guess coming onto a show like this and being able to show you a variety of different cards is exciting for me, because I think that as much support as I've had, and for as many people that have seen these cards,
that one's a pretty one too.
I don't think, thank you. I don't think that a lot of people have really seen the whole scope.
Well, I guess, and that's tarot in general, right? I know there's a lot of like, oh, this card update or that card update.
Yeah, there are a lot of people in this audience that will know, that will recognize these cards as soon as they see them. And say, oh yeah, like I tell people that I have a deck of tarot cards called the Mushroom Tarot, and all the people are replaced with mushrooms. And so what I've done is I've replaced the people with pleasure products in this one, but we can all recognize the base image of the card and recognize the base meaning behind the card. It doesn't matter if it's a mushroom or a polar bear or a pleasure product. The card means what it means.
Yeah, and you're still going to be. I personally love that, like the way that you curate every card, right? There's the fancy. I'm always talking about outfitting, right, for the experience from a sales perspective. But here's like right in your face marketing example of how you can outfit to an experience that somebody might be looking for. Everything pairs together beautifully and in the same thing.
It's been
that would be
really
super fun when you're like on Shark Tank or something like that, and you're doing like a big old giveaway. You should like give somebody could win all the things in here sort of experience or something.
Yeah. Well, I want to do that in the crowdfunding stage. I've talked to so many of these brands, and some of them have given me products to give away at one point or another. And I used to do a lot of giveaways in the early years, like in 2020, 2021, 22. I did a variety of different giveaways, and I've slowed down in doing that. What I want to do is now save a lot of the products that I have to make them be part of the different tiers in the crowdfunding. So, for example, you could just get the regular tarot deck for, let's say, $40, or you could choose a higher tier, pay a little bit more, but maybe you get a handmade paracord whip from Mercy Whips. Or maybe you get a handmade glass-blown product from Peace Lily Toys. I'm not sure. I need to look at the catalog and go over everything that I have. And there's just so many different components. I'm making a coloring book. This is just a test printing that I did today. And
I love that. Also, I have to say, thanks for enjoying the sunset with us. I don't know if anybody was noticing, but it was like it totally just like.
Oh yeah.
Now we've got all your pretty lights.
Yeah. The coloring book is a component of the project. There's also a free marketing component, which is a font, a pleasure product themed font. Because I've had to draw or illustrate all of these different products for the deck of cards in the coloring book, I took my illustrations and I thought, why not create a font out of all of all of my illustrations? So, like, in other words, the font won't actually look like the alphabet. When you strike A, it's not like a pleasure product is going to show up that looks like the letter A. But, like, let's say you hit the letter A and it's the Pure Wand from Enjoy, and then you hit the letter B and it's the We Vibe Chorus. You hit the letter C and it's another product, and it's just my little illustration of the product.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it'll be free, and it'll be only for free for non-commercial use. So people can't take these images, these illustrations from the font, put it on a mug or a T-shirt and sell it on a marketplace. You're not allowed to make money off it, but you can use it. Sex educators can use it in their coursework. People can use it for their own personal projects around the house or at home for fun.
Icebreakers, right? I can totally see. You said educators, and I can totally see educators being like, "All right, if no one wants to talk to me, this is what I'm gonna talk about."
Yeah, I really wanted to get it out into the world for sex educators predominantly, because I feel that this could be a tool that they could really use, in their coursework. It really makes sense for something like that.
That is so cool. Oh my goodness. I can't believe I'm like looking at the thing. I was supposed to be like learning how to make shorter episodes. That's like everybody.
How are we for time?
That's always like, you gotta just maybe make it a little bit shorter. Okay. So I'm working on that, but I want to still give you some space, right? For like here, official wrap up. We've learned so much, and that's been so cool. But any other like wise words, fun jokes, or like a shameless plug or a story you want to leave everybody with before we do the official wrap up?
Let's see, story. Well, you know what? Something I have in my mind right now. I could talk about how I want to attend ANME this summer. How I haven't found a clear pathway to be able to attend the show yet, and so I'm looking for any representation from any company.
Oh no, that's great. Hey. guys, if you need some assistance or you can help our friend Frank out, please.
I mean, like I'll stand there in the corner of your booth and I'll read tarot cards for all your attendees at the show for 3 days straight. I'll help you set up and tear down, and I'll be your little your protege for the week.
Oh
yeah.
No, that's great. I love that. Hopefully we can use this and see if anybody's got an opportunity for you. That'd be great.
Yeah.
We're gonna try to get one of those things here soon. Don't worry, guys. We're working on it. Just licensing's a whole other thing, right?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. I know a lot about that through this project.
Yeah. Okay, but wait. Finish your stories. This is fun.
What was I going to say? I'll be at Stimulate in Nashville in August. So I look forward to seeing everyone there. The trade shows have been so exciting for me. It's been a great opportunity for me to share the project and meet everyone in real life and learn about this amazing industry, because the next steps that I want to take in my career are right here. I want to grow and learn and become a member of this industry and a meaningful component to it. So
there really is something that back to what you just said at the beginning. There's something about meeting the people in person and just understanding what just even down to what that just person believes in, and if you could mesh, right? Because sometimes someone might look really great on paper, and then as a partnership, you're like, it's just maybe not a great fit, right?
Absolutely, so true. Yeah. There's a new podcast out that just was released yesterday, I believe. It's called Making Magic. A friend of mine named Kate Sloan started a new series and worked for the past year on inviting, I think, over 40 different specialists in the field and talking to them throughout the different episodes in the new podcast series, specifically about the magic wand and how it's grown into be the cultural icon that it is. And so I was invited to do one of the episodes, and I'm not sure exactly when my episode will be upcoming, but the podcast series is now live. You can listen to the first episode, and it's called Making Magic. The Magic Wand just celebrated its 56th birthday, I believe, this past...
You can't touch them. The Magic Wand.
They're amazing. They're in the... Right. I was so proud to have secured that signature and to have their support in the Vibrating Tarot project, because I just wrote a little post about it today. They've elevated the entire project. They've attracted other manufacturers to come on board. Ken has been tremendous support and somebody who's given me advice. And Magic Wand has been fantastic in supporting the project. So Kate Sloan can be found at hashtag girly juice, girly_juice. And she's a friend from around my area of Toronto, Canada. And I think it's going to be a great podcast series. So check that out.
Okay, please email me, because normally I'd be like, producer, put the things up. So pretend I made a banner, right? But email me the things, because at least I'll go back and re-comment, because I know maybe somebody wants to go check that episode out, but then doesn't want to rewind all the way to what did somebody say about something. So
I'll add that in the recap. And my own website is vibratingtarot.com. My handle is @vibratingtarot. Just remember the name of the project, and you'll be able to find me anywhere online.
Ooh, that one I do have. Ready? Kablam! I did one. I'm useful. Okay. It's Friday, guys. I love this. Can we do like monthly tarots or something? I could get down.
It's leading up to my crowdfunding. I got 12 months. I actually have 11 months to my crowdfunding, and I want to be more vocal. I want to be out there, like giving us a countdown. Like every month, I'll say 10 months left, 9, 8 months left.
Hey, if you're down, I'd love to give you like space to do that. Like check in.
Yeah, check exactly. Check in. I'll do a countdown. How many weeks are left till we crowdfund?
Oh no, I would love that. I mean, sorry, we were wrapping up, guys, but now you're watching the brainstorm, right? Because I don't know about you, I've not crowdfunded anything, and I mean, well, you got your thing, but a lot of people in the audience are maybe business owners or want to be a business owner or have never done anything like that, and maybe they're just curious like me. So I'd love to hear, kind of how the journey goes. I'd
love to share my feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I want to do another project after this, and so that project will be informed by the steps I take in this project. And if I could help somebody out there bring their own project to life because of what I've shared with you, I would find that I would be privileged to be in that position.
Well, and I would love to help you because again, that's the point of the show. Is it's like I want it to be like conversational, whatever nice word that is, but somebody's going to get some sort of nugget of inspiration, right? Like
Absolutely.
I remember back in my retail days, even if I'd done all the whatever, let's just call it POS training or merchandise training, right? You still had to go every year, even though you'd already done it, like as one of the managers, because somebody might have a different testimony or a different vision, right? And it just kind of clicks that, what do they call them? The aha moments, right? Yeah. So that's what we're trying to do. So if you guys have any ahas, okay, Frank's gonna like send me a pretty recap, so I'll put it here because I know it's Friday. And you know, I probably wouldn't be listening to me until tomorrow morning if I was actually out, right? So we'll make it all pretty so you guys have all the resources. And for sure, reach out. It looks like maybe we've blossomed a whole new segment, and I love it. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to comment here. Find the Frank here at Vibrating Tarot Everything. And I made a YouTube channel. It doesn't have a name yet. Check this out. Hold up. This is the hilarious, like whatever link I have for it, so to speak. Or I guess you have to have like people follow you. So maybe I need people to do that at some point.
Yeah, sure. I need a YouTube channel of my own.
Right. Well, so I can maybe help out. So check this link out. It's like YouTube channel / whatever bot name I'm got, but you can, I think if you search Tuesday with Tori Tia, because that's my Instagram handle, I'm starting to load up all the episodes. And then if you were in one of them, I'm starting to figure out how to do reels and shorts and things. So look at this. You get industry insight, maybe some business and entrepreneur insight, and learn how to grow your own podcast as I figure it out. It'll be fun. Thanks, Matthew.
Thank you, Matthew. You've been a great support to me. I can't believe everyone that's watching us right now. You're all my new friends.
Aw,
thanks for checking in. Thanks for helping me out. Thanks for saying hi, making me feel welcome at the trade shows, and thanks for your kind words of support. They mean everything to me.
This is excellent. Okay, I'm gonna sign off now, but I like this. We're gonna figure some stuff out.
Yeah, sounds good.
But I think I have to drop off some clothes for my kids that are sleeping over at grandma's.
Have fun with that.
I'm always late for one reason or the other. Today's reason is because tarot.
Good reason.
Thank you everybody for the Freaky Friday. I think Freaky Friday. I think we pulled it off, right? Because Monday Memorial Day threw me for a loop. So I think this was perfect.
Yeah,
right,
good.
Thank you. No, seriously, thanks for spending time, and we'll figure stuff out. This is great. Okay.
Thanks for having me.
Soon,
thanks, everyone.